Hello, everyone. My name is Valerie Bushline, and this is Finding Hope Along the Journey, a caregiver's perspective to managing life, chaos, and everything in between. Today, not going to be a super long episode because I've had a very busy week, and in caregiving life, we know that our time is very valuable, and I'm tired. So a little bit about this week, my husband's actually in San Diego right now. He's at the VA out there doing his annual assessment of how much progress he's made in the last year, that kind of thing. So he's away from home right now. However, where some people and even himself might think that that is like, oh, that's a great time for me to relax and not have to worry so much. That's not the case. So I think he underestimates how much he does around the house now. A lot of it is the same stuff he was doing before, helping me take care of the kids, and he makes dinner. He's a better cook. And so in taking that on, now I'm very busy, even when he's not here and I'm not doing that full caregiving duty. Now I'm managing everything else in the house that he would normally typically take care of. So today I wanted to talk about a little bit of self-care. And that's something that I am terrible about, and I will be the first one to admit it. I already pre-caregiving life was terrible at taking care of myself. I don't go to the doctor regularly. I don't take the time for myself. I just don't. I'm very busy doing things, my kids or my husband or my family or whatever. Like, that's always taken precedence over myself. Plain and simple. No big deal. That doesn't hurt my feelings to say that, because that's just who I am. So, but in taking on this life, that's something that people tell you all the time. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Don't forget to do something for yourself. And it is incredibly difficult to actually, unless you literally like schedule it in, it is so hard to actually accomplish that. A few weeks ago, I went and got my nails done, and you can see there are, for those of you watching the video, they're already gone. Like, I've already had to take them off because I'm way too busy to have long nails. I kept smashing them, so I took them off. Pedicure, spa day, that's fine. I'm extremely ticklish, so pedicures aren't my favorite thing. Had a massage with a friend. She's fantastic. So that definitely, as much as I had a hard time getting that scheduled because of my own priorities and schedule. That was a great thing for me to do. I felt great for days. I actually took a lot of tension out of my neck and back. It was great. So for me, that worked out that day. I think I mentioned before on here that, like, I enjoy spending time outside, doing my yard work, cleaning my pool, just making sure that my environment looks good, and I enjoy that. That is my quiet time. My kids know that when I'm doing that, they leave me alone and let mom have that time. So, so I thought that, my family had a camping trip this past weekend. That's something that they really, really enjoy. I really pushed for my husband to go last year. He didn't want to go, knew it was going to be difficult. And so this year we kind of had that epiphany where we need to start taking time for doing new things. And so we scheduled that. And at least I had enough common sense in my brain to schedule a motel. So we did have a motel that we stayed at overnight because we're not quite ready for outdoor camping with his spinal cord injury. But I think I greatly underestimated how challenging that still was going to be, not for him, but for me. And I underestimated how much I was taking on. And I had a complete panic attack this weekend. Have not had one that bad in a while, like maybe almost a year, actually. Couldn't breathe, tight chest, just a hot mess. And luckily for me, my husband was there, and he was able to kind of just guide me through that and just breathe and take the time. But I got so overworked of like what I had on my plate to do. So not only do I have to make sure he's safe, I forgot almost everything when it came to planning for a meal that I had said I would prepare for everybody. I forgot everything in planning our trip. And that was incredibly frustrating for me, just to be that forgetful. Like, I should have made a list. I didn't make a list. As a matter of fact, I did make a list, but that was pretty much the important stuff that we needed for him. So he sleeps with a CPAP, his power chairs, charger, everything to take care of him. I remembered my clothes at least. So there's that, but I forgot everything that I needed to pack in order to make things happen on a day that I had planned to make a meal. And I lost it. I did. And so I guess where I'm going with that is, maybe what works for everybody else in relaxing might not work for you. And I think it's very important to find what helps you relax, helps you center yourself, and not forget to take care of yourself. And so maybe camping's not for me in the sense of being a complete relaxation, and maybe it will in due time, but for right now, it's not. And that's okay. That's all right. I can admit that. You can't be good at everything, right? So yeah. So and another thing that I realized this weekend is that not to lose myself, and knowing that was already something that was not my favorite thing to be doing. I mean, I love being outside, but like, that whole camping experience is just not necessarily me. And I wanted to do it because that's what all of our family was doing. It was a good time. And don't get me wrong, everybody's gonna be like, oh, she did not enjoy herself. I did have times and moments in the days where I enjoyed myself. But just knowing that that's not necessarily something that is like my favorite thing to do. And yeah, and so I really wanted to make it happen because of my husband. I knew he wanted to go, and it was important for him to go. And so in that, I guess the bigger lesson for me there was just that we are still individuals, and we spend a lot of time together, and he needs my help to get through a lot of things throughout the day. But overall, he's pretty independent, once we get our day rolling. But I underestimated the amount of time that it takes me to go through our regular regiment of our daily stuff. And then I added a trip out of town on top of that. And I greatly underestimated how much time and effort that was going to take. I was absolutely exhausted every single moment of that day, or the days. We were up there from Friday to Sunday. And so it was a lot. And I came back pretty tired. And, now I know. But in that message is that, when we're doing things for self-care, we need to remember that we need to do what is good for us, and not combine that into anybody else. So if getting your nails done, getting your hair done, getting a pedicure, going to the spa, getting a massage, going shopping by yourself. All of those things are important. You need to find your zen, find what centers you, and do that independently and by yourself. And if that means you have to get respite to have somebody come in and take over for a few hours, then do that. And that is incredibly hard for me to even give that advice, because I had a hard time with that in the beginning, big time. And know that things are going to be okay if you step away for a little bit. It's still going to be okay. Everything's going to work. It's just we have to let go of that for just that little bit of time in order to maintain our own sanity. So like I said, I didn't want this to be a super long episode, because unfortunately that's I don't know if that's the right way to think whenever I'm making an episode on self-care, but truly, I do have other things to do today that will help me be able to organize a little bit while he's away. I'm trying to organize some things that will help me. And if that's what I need to do, then that's what I'm going to do today. So I, it's been a busy week. And again, even when he's away and somebody else is doing all the caregiving and taking care of things, I'm still very busy, and I'm catching up on other things in our lives that we needed to get done. And now I've got some time to get them done, so I'm going to do that. I hope you're all doing well. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them, below in the comment section. And, just remember, take care of you, because if we don't take care of ourselves, who's going to take care of everybody else? So, that's all for today. You guys have a great weekend we're coming up on, and take care. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.